शान्तिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। Chapter 2, Divine Greed and Types of Raganuga Bhakti. In 40 verses of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Srila Rupa Goswami Pad describes Raganuga Bhakti Sadhana. We will discuss these verses and other from Gaudiya Mahajans to clearly understand the subject. What is Raganuga Bhakti? First of all, what does this word raga means? Literally, rag means passionate, attraction, and attachment. An ordinary person has natural attraction and affection for sense objects, which manifest as intense desire to have and hold them. The eyes, for the example, spontaneously run to beautiful object and people. When a devotee experiences similar feeling of attraction and affection for Krishna, it is called raga. Sri Krishna's Nitya Siddha associates in Vrindavan like Sri Radha, Lalita, Rupa Manjari have a unique type of devotion called Ragatmika Bhakti. This is an intense love filled thirst for Sri Krishna which makes them totally dedicated to satisfying Sri Krishna. Raganuga Bhakti is devotion and sentiments that follow Anuga. Anuga means the transcendental feeling of Radha Krishna's eternal Ragatmika devotee. So Rag means attachment or affection or natural attraction, but Anuga means particular person and following the footsteps of that particular person or the acharyas. I have sent two files. One file is a chapter 2. So if you want, you can open that. So there are two types of Ragatmika Bhakti among Sri Krishna's eternal associates in Vrindavan. Sambandha Rupa, which is inspired by fully identifying oneself as Krishna's parent, friend, servant of Govinda in Vasalya, Sakya or Dasya Rati. एक है काम रूप, which is impelled by amorous loving feeling. Kamarupa Ragatmika Bhakti. Kamarupa Ragatmika Bhakti is a particular type of intense Madhurya Prem Bhakti characterized by natural absorption in the devotion, which produces an intrinsic thirst for amorous affair only for pleasing Shri Krishna, Krishna Sukh Arth Kevalam. Shri Jiva Goswami Pad, although Shri Rupa Goswami Pad says the Braj Gopis Bhakti is Kamarupa Bhakti, it is actually Kamatmika Bhakti. What is the difference? Kamarupa Bhakti means bhakti of all pure love, prem for Krishna with amorous activities only. Whereas Kamatmika Bhakti is amorous actions along with pure transcendental amorous emotions and the complete and divine absorptions of first transcendental body, mind, and heart in Krishna's every want, need, and desire. The Braj Gopis are the best example of Kamatmika devotees. Shri Rupa Goswami Pad explain, Raga Bandhena Kenapi Tam Bhajanto Bhajantayami Angri Padma Sudha Prema Rupa Stasya Priyajana. The devotee, the beloved cowherd damsel of Braj like Sri Radha, Lalita, and Vishakha, the very embodiment of Madhurya, Prema, serves Sri Krishna with intense, divinely passionate attachment. Thus, thus they alone forever drink the sweet Prema nectar of Krishna's lotus feet. Among mundane men and women, Kama means intense desire or lust that forces one to enjoy another in the name of selfishness. However, for Krishna's gopi in the transcendental realm, Kama means love that is so utterly selfless that one completely forget oneself. And Shastras and sages proclaim that the gopis' karma is nothing but pure Krishna prema. The cowherd damsel of Brajabhumi are absolutely selfless, divine being possessing immaculately pure minds and hearts. Thus, even though the Braj gopis express intense romantic fervor towards Sri Krishna, they are completely devoid of even a scent of lust or selfless desire. They live, breathe, think, speak, and act simply for the satisfaction of Sham. Thus, the Agama Shastra rightly says that the karma of the Braj Gopi has become famous simply as pristine Krishna Prema. Premeva Gopa Rama Nama Kama Prathama. Yes, Kamanuga Bhakti, because Raganuga Bhakti is of also two type. So Kamatmika Bhakti is there. That's what exactly is. संबंध रूप भक्ति और काम रूप भक्ति, ठीक है. So this kama ragatmika bhakti is very important. The proof that the gopis prem is absolutely pure, perfect, and unprecedented is that the most respected and the dearest devotee of Bhagavan Sri Krishna Bhagavat Priya, beginning with Vaikuntha, Sri Lakshmi Devi and Uddhav Mahashay, desire to attain it. Two types of Raganuga Bhakti sadhana. Since there are two types of Ragatmika Bhakti found in Sri Krishna's eternal Brajvasi devotees, there are two paths of bhajan in allegiance to them. ये दो रास्ते बताए हैं. Sambandhanuga Bhakti and then Kamanuga Bhakti, same thing, but a type of devotion where a sadhaka constantly identifies with the mediates on one's relationship, Sambandha, with Sri Krishna as either a parent, friend, or servant. And Kamanuga Bhakti, a type of devotion where a sadhaka is filled with longing, thirst, eagerness to serve and follow, not imitate. The Kamatmika Braj Gopi like Srimati Radharani, Lalita Vishakha, Rup and Rati Manjari. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments, Kamanuga sadhana bhakti is filled with activities that follow the Braj Gopi's action that are inspired by their inherent amorous prema, which in turn is driven by the same divine love thirst. They perform two kinds of action: mental, manasi seva, and physical, paricharya, done with their external senses. Two types of Kamanuga sadhana bhakti. एक होता है, there are two types of Kamanuga sadhana bhakti. One is sambhog ichhamai bhakti. In this devotion, one acts mentally and physically out of a divine desire to give amorous delight to Sri Krishna with the gopis, group leaders, Sri Radha, Lalita, Vishakha. Tad bhav ichatmika bhakti. That is the main type of bhakti for Raganuga sadhaka. On this path, the sadhaka life, Atma is filled with desire, icha, to taste the sweet mood of love, bhav, of a particular gopi's prem, like Radha or Shri Rup or Rati Manjari. Tad bhav, ragat ichatmika bhakti or sambhog ichatmika bhakti. ठीक है. So qualification to start Kamanuga Bhakti. One is qualified for Kamanuga Bhakti if one greedily desire the bhav or divine loving feeling of Krishna's Kamatmika Braj Gopi. Vraj vas jan bhav lubdo. It means you are attached to Braj Gopis, especially Radhika's Manjaris, and want to experience their mellow, sweet feeling of love, divine, for Sri Radha Krishna. Such a sadhaka will serve the playful pair with submission and dedication. Bhav Lubdo means greed to attain the Gopi Manjari Bhav of Sri Radha's Sakhis like Sri Rupa Manjari and Tulasi Manjari. This is the main qualification for starting Raganuga Bhakti sadhana. So the way of taste. Although Rupa says Raganuga Bhakti begin with divine greed, lobha. Sri Jiva Goswami says it begins with taste, ruchi, which is essence means the same thing. Shri Jiva explains by reading scriptures or hearing from one's teacher about the Ratmika Bhakti or Sri Krishna's eternal associate in Vrindavan, one develops a taste, ruchi, for the feeling and sevas for their eternal associate. Shastradi, Shastrasu, Ragatmika, Bhakte, Ruchir, Jayate. Very amazing, huh? By reading scriptures or hearing from one's teacher about the Ragatmika Bhakti of Sri Krishna's eternal associate in Vrindavan. So now one has attained taste for the raga of the Ragatmika Janas of Braj. Although raga proper has not yet manifested. The sadhaka's purified heart becomes like a crystal to reflect the moonshine of the gopis raga. Then, according to one's taste, ruchi for that raga, one practices Raganuga Bhakti, Tadiyam Ragam Rachanugachanti Raganuga Pravartate. Raganuga Bhakti is impelled only by taste and not by scriptural injection. रुचि मात्र प्रवर्तया विधि प्रयुक्त ना भक्ति संदर्भ में लिखा हुआ है ये ठीक है इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट टू नोट दैट द टर्म रुचि here does not refer to the highly elevated stage of sadhana bhakti of the same name. Here Sri Jiva Goswami Pad uses the term ruchi to means a natural liking and keen interest as it I like this very much and want to be a part of it. What is the proof that I have ruchi or taste for doing Raganuga Bhakti? Jiva Goswami's answer. When this taste ruchi appears, one loses one's taste and attraction for anything else. But Raganuga Bhakti Vyakti Rekhena Ruchitam. So this particular time point we have to remember. So thus the divine driving force of Raganuga Bhakti is taste, liking, fondness for, and an eager interest in it. Sri Jiva Goswami Path comments, on the path of Raganuga Bhakti, taste is the main impetus and mental worship. Manasi Seva of Radha Krishna is the primary practice. Ruchi Pradhanasya Margasya Namanaha Pradhan Vat. In summary, Raganuga Bhakti sadhana is based on taste and divine greed. One who is greedy to taste the sweet feeling of Radha Krishna's Madhurya Mai, Vraj Gopi is qualified to begin Raganuga Bhakti. Sacred greed. How to get it? If you appreciate taste to realize, even to some degree, the sweetness of the Gopi's prema after hearing, reading, scriptures such as 10th canto Srimad Bhagavatam, Satvavali, Ujjwal Niyamani, Radhara Sudhanidhi, and that means that divine greed has appeared. Tada tad bhavadi madhurya shute dhira yad upekshate natra shastram na yuktim cha tal lobhat pati lakshanam. When a devotee realizes to some degree and yearn for the sweetness of the mutual feeling of Krishna and his Nitya Siddh Brajvasi by hearing the scriptures without depending on scripture injunction or logical argument, then one has attained sacred greed. The Vishwanath Chakravarti Tika, उसमें लिखा है, if after hearing about the Braj Gopi, divinely amorous emotions towards Krishna, one thinks, let me also attain such sweet, selfless, loving feelings. That means one is greedy and thus no longer care about scriptural injunction or logical arguments. Such a sadhaka never thinks whatever, whether she is qualified for the path of Raganuga Bhakti. In other words, after hearing, reading about the Manjaris, many sevas of In other words, after reading about the Manjaris, many seva of Radha Govinda and their sweet intimacies with Radhika, one may desire even slightly to taste and experience the wonderful mood of love. If you do that, means you have some greed for Raganuga Bhakti and are, according to Sri Rupa and Sri Jiva Goswami, eligible to start the practice. Indeed, you are truly fortunate because you have received the special mercy from Sri Krishna and his dear Raganuga Bhaktas. Okay, this is very important. Raganuga Bhakti is only and only dependent on the greed. How much greed do you have to have such a stage of bhakti? So Mahaprabhu confirms this in his teachings on Raganuga Bhakti to Srila Sanatana Goswami Pad. Ragamai Bhaktir Haya Ragatmika Naam Taha Suni Lubdh Hoya Kon Bhagyavan. A person is very fortunate if he becomes greedy to attain Ragamai Bhakti after hearing about Sri Krishna's eternal Ragatmika Braj Gopis. So sometimes well-meaning preachers discourage genuinely attracted sadhakas by saying, "Oh, you must be a pure devotee to practice Raganuga Bhakti. Hey Krishnadas, only if you have intense greed, then you can do this." Or, what? That's so high. Do you really think you are qualified for such a esoteric practices? So, such kind of people, if they are discouraging you, stop associating with such people. Okay? They're not there for your bhakti, or they will never help you to enlighten your bhakti. They are there to discourage you, and if you really want to do something in life, they will never be able to see that. Why? Because they couldn't achieve it in their life. A real Raganuga devotee will never think that I'm unqualified for this. Thinking like this proves the complete absence of the requisite divine greed to perform Raganuga Bhakti. एक रागानुगा भक्त, one Raganuga Bhakt will never reject Raganuga Bhakti and will never say that I'm not qualified for it, but he will never accept in public that he's a practitioner of Raganuga Bhakti. Remember that, huh? Matlab, somebody would always want to keep that particular bhav in his heart. Why? Because I always say bhakti is like a camphor. It evaporates when it goes into public. So bhakti, if you are talking about a bhakti to everybody, that will never help you. So, however, when a real Raganuga devotee meets such opposition, she will reply by quoting Sri Rupa Goswami, who perfectly portrays the correct attitude and mentality of the Raga inspired sadhaka. Oh Shri Shri Radha Govinda Dev, how amazing! Advanced devotee cannot see you for even a moment within their mind. Yet I, whom an afflicted with dull, evil, and desire-filled mind, am so bold and shameless that I want to directly see you with my eyes. Hearing this, Radha Govinda replied, "Oh Bhakt, you are totally unqualified for our darshan. Thus, your hope and mentality are both a little faulty and incorrect. The fervent bhakta breaches, but still, O Ishwari and Vrindavan Ishwar, what is my fault in this? Who will not be maddened by the ever fresh sweetness of your divine quality?" What is the meaning of Srila Rupa Goswami Pad's phrase quote above Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu? Hmm. The Raganuga sadhaka does not depend on spiritual injunctions. Some devotees mistakenly think this means that Raganuga Bhakti is spontaneous. So now I don't need to read scriptures anymore. This is dead wrong. From the beginning of sadhana to the perfection of Prema Bhakti, all devotees must always hear, read, study, and follow the scriptures in order to establish, nourish, strengthen, enthuse, deepen, and perfect their individual bhajan practice. However, unlike Vedi sadhana, Raganuga Bhakti is not prompted by or initiated by scriptures, but by taste and divine greed. Nevertheless, upon commenting in the path of raga, one must sincerely study and follow the sacred scriptures to obtain proper guidance and success in bhakti bhajan. Four causes of divine greed. How does one get divine greed? Rupa Goswami Pad lists four ways to obtain divine greed for Gopi Bhav and cherish seva of Sri Radha and her Sakhi Manjari in Vrindavan. Pehla है scriptures. Reading scriptures or hearing from the great devotees describing the sweet feeling and the service expertise of Srimati Radharani's Manjari Bhav, Madhurya Shrute. Divine greed has indeed appeared in one if one thinks, I also want to taste and experience the irresistible Gopi Bhav of Sri Radha and her Sakhi Manjari. After hearing about the sweet and playful amorous feeling of the Braj Gopis. Leela Katha. Hear and read about the sweetness of Radha Krishna's amorous pastime with their dear Sakhis, Manjaris, and Madhuri Leela Nishmaya. Diti Darshan, a longing to attain Gopi Bhav may also arise from seeing sweet murtis of Radha Krishna and the Gopi Shri Murti Madhuri Prekshaya Bhav Akankshi. ठीक है, तीन चार चीजें हैं, ये तीन चीजें हो गई। जी गोस्वामी बात क्या कह रहे हैं इस पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट को एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए? Sri Ji Goswami explains the effect of divine darshan. Even though Sri Rupa Goswami don't look at the Govind Dev Ji's Murti in Vrindavan if you want to continue enjoying society, friendship, and love. He really means to say, yes, you must see Govind Dev Ji. Then you will experience the delightful sweetness of Krishna's form and forget everything else. Just see the power of the famous bewitching Thakurjis of Vrindavan. Sri Mukunda Goswami, Shishya of Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Yesterday I was explaining about him. He explains Sri Rupa Goswami says that the Bhav Gopi Bhav, you know, may manifest in an offenseless person, sad, मतलब sadadhyam bhava janmane. Just by seeing Sri Radha Krishna's murti or painting, even then the hankering to practice Raganuga Bhakti is very rare. It can only be attained by the grace of Krishna or Krishna's devotee. However, attaining greed for Gopi Bhav just by Murti Darshan is very rare. Great. After mentioning mercy, the fourth point. So after mentioning the different ways of getting sacred greed, Rupa Goswami Pad concludes the topic of Raga Bhakti saying, it's only by mercy. The matra cause of getting greed to perform Raganuga Bhakti sadhana is the mercy of Krishna and his devotees. Krishna tad bhakta karunya matra labhane ka hetuka. Although Srila Rupa Goswami Pad says Bhakta Karunya, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Pad distinguished that Tad Bhaktya, saying Anuragi Bhakta Kripa, which means mercy received from a special Vaishnava who is attached to the sweet feeling of Sri Radha Krishna's Nitya Siddha Vrajavasis and personally following the path of Raga. Since Krishna's mercy is rare, sacred greed can thus only be attained by Vaishnava Kripa. So, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Pad mentioned two kinds of Vaishnava Kripa. ठीक है, पहला is Prakatan or Adunik. Prakatan means mercy received in the past life from Raganuga Bhakta manifesting in this life as a natural attraction or divine greed, or surrender to a Raganuga Guru and continue one's practice of Raganuga Bhakti. Adunik is a new mercy acquired in the present life after surrendering to a Raganuga Guru and hearing about Radha Krishna's sweet loving pastime by Guru's grace, greed will then manifest. Rag Vartma Chandrika 1.6. हरि बोल। पांचकल्पतरु वैश्य कृपा सिंधु भवेच्चा पतितनाम पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। एनी क्वेश्चन?
नो जी, वेरी नाइस बुक। मतलब काफी अच्छा लगा। मतलब आई वाज मतलब बहुत दिन से सोच रहा था कि ऐसे टॉपिक तो आपने वो कर ही दिया एटलीस्ट एट लास्ट में, तो काफी अच्छा। मतलब कल से आज जैसे आपने बताया कि जैसे रागात्मिका भक्ति है, उससे भी उन्नतर और हाई लेवल ऑफ भक्ति है कामात्मिका भक्ति, जहाँ पे संबंध स्थापित होता है, जो राधा रानी के सखिया। तो रागानुगा भक्ति में तो स्पॉन्टेनियस हम लोग कर लेते हैं, इवन वैदिक भक्ति से भी ऊपर है वो। लेकिन उससे भी अगर ऊपर जाना है तो वी हैव टू अटेन कामात्मिका भक्ति, जो संबंध स्थापित होता है, मतलब भगवान का प्रीतिमयी सेवा के लिए। तो उसके लिए हमने आज जो है अपने कई कई लेवल्स बताया, उसको एक्सप्लेनेशन किया आपने। तो ये चीज काफी लाइक दिस, मतलब बुक की काफी अच्छा है। मतलब आई लाइक दिस चैप्टर ऑल्सो। और कल से काफी अच्छा सेशन चल रहा है इसमें पर्सनल परसेप्शन व्हाट आई थिंक। हरे कृष्ण बोल।
हरि बोल। Vinod Advani, you want to say something?
बाबू जी मेरे को तो समझ नहीं आया, सही बताऊं तो।
आपको समझ में इसलिए नहीं आ रही, आप क्लास में आते नहीं हो ना रेगुलर।
एक्चुअली ना, ऐसी जो ये टॉपिक्स होते हैं ना, ये मेरे ख्याल से इसमें भाव हिंदी में आना चाहिए, इंग्लिश में भाव आएगा ही नहीं। इंग्लिश में एक तो चलो सीख है, समझ आते हैं, बट एक भाव नहीं आ पाता, वो चीज जो बंदा हिंदी में एक
That's why
विजुअलाइजेशन करते हैं ना।
हम लोग ये सब
तब भी
किताबें हिंदी में ही पढ़ रहे थे।
हम्म
ठीक है।
उनका हिंदी में चाहिए, इंग्लिश में पता नहीं क्यों हम इतना ज्यादा वो करते हैं इसमें ज्यादा। मतलब कि इस्कॉन में मैंने खासकर देखा है कि इंग्लिश में बहुत ज्यादा लोग जोड़ देते हैं, फिर बात करनी है तो इंग्लिश में करनी है, वो करना है तो इंग्लिश बोलना है। समझ नहीं आता
ऐसा
क्यों।
कुछ भी नहीं है, हमारा रूल है कि हम एक बुक हिंदी में करते हैं, एक बुक इंग्लिश में करते हैं।
अच्छा, ठीक है वो भी, बट एक भाव जो एक विजुअलाइजेशन और एक जो इमेजिनेशन पहुंचती है ना, हिंदी में बोल रहे हैं हम, तो वो एक इमेजिनेशन पहुंच जाती है माइंड की, मन की ना। तो वो चीज नहीं हो पाती इंग्लिश में। बस यही फर्क है, और तो बाकी तो
हम्म, चलो नो प्रॉब्लम।